With a run of fixtures against the lower placed teams in the division in the last few weeks, Glasgow really had a chance to build forward some momentum and some forward fixtures into the end of the season, but instead they have slipped on a massive banana skin, going down to Zebri in their last match, and now they have a real struggle against these lower placed sides to keep their composure inside the top 4. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflakes Group, your home of Rugby Challenge 2 and the Rabodirect Pro 12. We are now into round 15 of the competition, and it is still an easy run of fixtures on paper for the Glasgow Warriors, but they have shown already that they are a team capable of losing to anyone on any given day. Today they travel away to face the Newport Gwent Dragons, who are not having the best of the season themselves, way down in 10th place. And they are looking pretty poor with their last 2 matches, big losses, going down 41-12 to Treviso and 26-17 to Connacht. So they have struggled along throughout their whole season, and these 2 teams met back in round 8, and the score at that time was 21-5 to the Glasgow Warriors, who will be looking to repeat that against the Dragons, who have a pretty much unchanged squad with just the one change of the man at outside centre, Putner. The Glasgow Warriors haven't suffered too much of a mix-up after that shocking loss last week. The wingers have swapped sides, with Van der Merwe going back to the left, and Tommy Seymour has taken the place on the right for the out of form all season really, Sean Maitland, so he's departed. You can't get rid of Richie Vernon in the number 13 jumper, who has just been a colossus in that jumper, scoring himself 2 tries last week, and really the only one of the few, at least, players to come out of that match with their heads held high. Business as usual for the Glasgow Warriors here in round 15 of the Rabodirect Pro 12. The home side, the Dragons, ready themselves for kick-off here on halfway. It will be Dixon to kick off for the Dragons in their home kit of the red and black, kicking down to Glasgow in their away strip of the white and blue, and it's dropped instantly from Glasgow as they settle down for the first ruck of the match, and here we go. Matawalu goes for a little run off the back of the ruck, and he's gone blindside, completely isolated. No one at home there for Glasgow, and they lose the ball straight away. And here comes Falatau, the big man, number 8, going through a few tackles before giving it to Harries, who goes to ground. Release. Already on the 22 of Glasgow. Oh, and a high tackle. Well, that didn't take long. Could be some trouble here too. Could be Kellick in the bin. Oh, it's a yellow card for Glasgow already. Kellick is gone. And they're going to be a man down after just 5 minutes on the board. And it has a chance already for the Dragons to hit the lead, with a penalty pretty much right in front. Oh, goodness me, what an absolute shocker. That is a nightmare of a kick coming in from Dixon. Why is he kicking for the Dragons? That might explain why they're losing so badly, because that was the ugliest kick in Pro 12 history. It's a chance here for the Glasgow Warriors to clear their line. Very quiet crowd after that kick. And it's returned with interest by Evans. And it's taken down the mark. Hogg will take the mark in his own 22 from the kick. And we're right back where we were just minutes ago. The mark to be taken for Jackson. He kicks it downfield, no one at home there for the Dragons, and it bounces up. Sits up nicely, and Evans will run it back. Missed pass to no one, and McGeegan runs up on it. Trouble here. Falatau has to pass around the corner to Thomas, keeping this alive here nicely. Seymour puts a defence in on Harries, and he goes to ground. Better field position now for Glasgow. Out wide, they look. Here's Dixon. He'll be hanging his head in shame after missing it, but we're going away nicely to Pridey. Pridey breaks a step. Brilliant work from Pridey. Over the 22 he goes, and it's going to be an opening try for Pridey and the Dragons, coming from nothing. Numbers on the right, and the pace and step of Pridey gets the finish that they're after. Look at it. Bursting past Matawalu, stepping past Hogg, breaking his pathetic little attempt of a tackle. And Pridey goes all the way, opens the scoring for the Dragons. And we have our first scoring play after the missed penalty. Look at him. Speed to burn away from McGeegan, who is no slouch. But Pridey made him look like he was standing still. And the first try of the match. After this man, Jack Dixon, missed the first penalty attempt. Now he has a chance at the conversion, and if that penalty attempt is anything to go by, this is going to be even worse. And it is! Dear me! Well, the try was superb, but the conversion was woeful. And Glasgow get their man back from the bin. It's cost them 5 points. But Kellock returns. And after 15 minutes, the Dragons, well, they'll be hoping that they could be the side to upset Glasgow this time. Jackson will kick us back underway. And to the left side he goes. Richie Vernon chasing hard. And it's easily claimed. Oh, nicely from the Glasgow. Oh, look at this from Vernon. Oh, he's thrown away. He steps and gets smashed. Nice tackle from Evans. That is great defence from Vernon to get that ball down from the kickoff and turn it over. It's Cusack, the big prop. Look at him go. Jackson steps all back inside. 2 men on his outside. Couldn't find the support he required. Now it's Seymour back on the field. Stepping past 1. Can't get through 2. And again, oh, with slow ball turned over all the way back. And Tovey, oh, he's put it down and knocked it on. Glasgow player has jumped on it. And now it'll be a chance. Seymour in midfield. Fusaro. Oh, Fusaro's home and away. He's going to score. Try under the sticks for Fusaro. Glasgow get the reply they wanted instantly after the chopped attempted kick from Tovey. There it was. Nicely played from Strauss. Fed it through his back. Seymour in the action. But a big driving tackle. Not enough from Grooves to get him out of the goal line. And an instant reply. That is just what the doctor ordered from Fusaro. He was through and gone. Big man like that. Big, strong, open side flanker. You just don't stop them that close to the try line. And Glasgow hit back, and boy, for such a massive stadium, it is awfully quiet here. Jackson. For Glasgow to take the lead with this kick. He nails it right out in front. Nicely taken from Jackson, and we have a 2-point game on our hands with the Warriors leading 7 points to 5. And the boot of that man, Dixon. Well, I'm perplexed at why Tovey is not kicking here. Dixon kicks off again. He goes high, down to the 22. Oh, nice ball, nice pass. Nicely taken too from Strauss. Delivered from Fusaro, the try scorer. And now Matawalu has it back. Good ball retention there straight off the kickoff is McGeegan. Oh, just about snuck through. Oh, but he's lost it anyway. It's turnover from Evans. He looks wide. Oh, it's knocked on. And that is disappointing play. That was Tovey there. Double knock on from the fly half. 2 pretty big mistakes. It was a big shot from Matawalu, but
crouch.
Ball retention is so important these days. And the scrum will set down for the tackler to put in. Matawalu goes in for Glasgow. And the pack, well, the 2 packs clash and they go nowhere quickly. Now it comes back. Matawalu, he'll look back for Jackson. And he'll look to clear his line. He gets a nice kick away. It's gone away nicely from Evans too. It's missed everyone. Evans has gone into touch with it. And that's another mistake from the Dragons. Well, they may be in this match on the scoreboard, but that's about it. They're making big mistakes where it matters here. On attack in the 22 of the opposition. Drop balls as Matawalu takes the liner down. Van der Merwe in the midfield. Nicely McGeegan uses his pace, gets through 1. Here's Jackson putting the fend out on Dixon. Can't get away and he's dragged down. 15 out. Matawalu. Big pass away, McGeegan again. Oh, massive pass to Seymour. And that is just far too easy. He had no one to beat. It was a simple Sunday stroll for Tommy Seymour. And he scores a try on his return to the side after a couple of weeks break. Last time he seen him, he was wearing that centre jersey and he was looking below his best. Put him back in this winger's spot and he is a new man. And he dots down to celebrate his return. Beautiful try from Seymour, but here's the pass from McGeegan. That was the winner of it. And a simple finish from a skillful, speedy player. Sean Maitland will be sitting on the bench thinking, that should have been me. He's had all the worst luck in the world, has Maitland, but he's on the bench today. Can't take anything from there. As Jackson lines up another simple looking kick. And with ease it's put through, making it 14 points to 7. The Warriors have a handy lead now over the Newport Gwent Dragons. At home, lowly down the table. And they have some troubles here, the Dragons. They're behind by 9. And they're kicking off once again. Down to Eddie it goes, who gives it to no one in particular. And it's picked up from the Dragons. Now this half-time goes. It's away to Dixon. He pops it over the top of the fence. Nicely for Harries. And he goes nowhere through there. And he's turned over. Vernon with his second in the half already. Glasgow will probably want to get rid of this if they can, but now they've lost it. There's trouble here as the grubber kick goes through. Oh, what a kick that was! Reese, the scrum half for the Dragons, just about scored. A screaming hog is the only thing that stopped them from scoring a spectacular try. And it will hit us to the break for half-time with a scoreline 14 points to 5. Oh boy, how different that could have been. Hogg just saved himself, saved his side from conceding a brilliant little try from the scrum half. But the half-time stats see position and territory nicely in favour of the Warriors after their slow start. They've got themselves back in this game, haven't let it get away too far, and the lead of 9 points is quite handy to have at half-time. Both sides have kicked the ball away a fair bit. 7 kicks apiece is a surprising number, and the yellow card, of course, is what got them off to that slow start. And they have somehow, after the last week, I don't know how, but they have got themselves back in it, running like the tap at the moment are the Glasgow Warriors. Hot and cold all day long, but today it looks like the first half has been quite warm indeed. And it's this away trip to Wales to face the Dragons. The second half of this round 15 Rabodirect Pro 12 match will get back underway in just a tick. A speedy first half, 3 tries for the fans. Plenty of action for the neutral as Jackson kicks us off again to the left side. He goes, Van Mervis there. So is Richie Vernon. Oh, the man is amazing. He has just fed it to McGeegan brilliantly. And he slots through the gap all the way up to Evans, who puts him down. But there's a great start there for Matawalu and his boys. Here goes Jackson. Oh, he's through Jackson. And the try. Brilliant try. Far too simple. And the Dragons' defence is in disarray. 19 to 5. This is a thrashing here. The crowd don't like it. They're very quiet, but look how easy this was. Matawalu picked it up, gave it to Jackson, still had 3 men outside him, didn't want to use any of them, used them as decoys, opened up the hole and finished the job himself. The fly half gets himself a well-deserved try. Very well-deserved, in between 2 speedy players themselves. Putner and Harries were both there. Neither of them could stop him. And that elusive number 10 slides through for another try. And he has a chance to convert his own try, which he does with ease, right out in front. Don't risk those wide ones, just get them under the sticks. And he easily nails 2 more. 21 to 5, 44 gone. The Dragons look right out of this match now. 3 tries to Glasgow. Has anyone mentioned to them that bonus point? As Fusaro takes down the kickoff. Eddie, nice ball to front. Oh, Richie Vernon. He is amazing. A beautiful pass again. But this time taken down McGeegan, and Vernon are playing just out of their skin at the moment. Away wide from Evans it goes now. Dixon giving it to Pridey. Pridey's through again. He is playing well as well, but the Dragons aren't giving him the ball as Dixon. Half the through a hole he goes. They need to feed that man. Pridey on the right wing. Do the Dragons. There's another short hit up from the forwards. Goes up. Evans now gives it to him as Pridey. Oh, look at him step and go. Away through the outside of Van der Merwe. Now he steps back in. Goes through the tackle of Fusaro before eventually being taken down. Oh, the forwards have another go. Oh, it's turned over from Swinson. Here's Strauss now. Now, can he get two speedsters involved? Over the top it goes. Seymour. Poor pass, though. And it's really come unstuck pretty quickly there. Back to Jackson. He's looking to kick. And he goes straight down the middle of the field. And between fullback and winger. Nicely placed kick. It sits up nicely for Evans. He's going to run it. Oh, good defence. Nice line running, but they're keeping it alive. Oh, just. Don't know how. As they come wide again, they need to look out for Pridey. As there he was, stepping through yet another tackle. Evans again. Play scrum half. He gives it to Tovey, who goes... Well, he held on to the ball this time, but he went straight into the tackler. Faletau goes himself, pops it over the top of the defence, and Thomas gets another inch before Swinson turns over another ball. McGeegan passed out to Seymour. He puts on the fan and gets taken down nicely from Thomas. Setting up here, looking for that bonus point try. McGeegan has been very instrumental for the side. MacArthur pops it over the top. Van der Merwe, can he get through? No, nice tackle from Evans at the back. Still here for Glasgow. Matawalu, Strauss, freeing it wide to Seymour. This time he's taken down. No way through there for Seymour. They'll just swing it. Here it comes. Oh, intercepted. Big shot on Tovey from Vernon. That was a massive hit. The poor fly half is getting smashed to pieces at the moment.
Release.
He's having no good day at all. Well, Glasgow are slowly turning this over. Oh, miraculous turnover. It's Kellogg back from his yellow card. McGeegan, Van der Merwe, still has Jackson. Oh, look at Jackson. He's through the hole again, but again nicely taken from Evans, who has saved 100 tries at the back already just today. McGeegan again. Nice pass to Vernon. Vernon steps. He gets held up. Glasgow maul around him. Try to drive towards the line. Won't come back now. McGeegan's playing scrum half. Matawalu. Good ball. Good pick up in the end. Nice pass to Eddie. And Eddie will score if he can get it down. No. I think he's held up. He's struggling on the floor. 8 minutes to go. We're going upstairs for the TMO. We haven't seen this guy for a while. We'll see the replay. It was a fantastic pass up to Eddie, but it is Dixon who may have just saved the day for the Dragons. It won't change the result much, but it is going to annoy the Glasgow side who really want that bonus point try. If they miss out again today, well, it'll just be salt into the wound of missing out on bonus point after bonus point after bonus point. Another blown chance. Oh, how did Dixon get under him? Let's see what the decision is. No try for me, and no try, says the TMO. Disappointing for Eddie. He was going in, just about had it. But a 5 metre scrum will let the backs set up their fanciest moves here. There's a good scrum from the forwards as well. Matawalu feeds it to Vernon. Oh, Vernon round the outside. He'll make no mistake and puts it down. Fantastic try. Oh, that has to be a try. Oh, he's going upstairs again, the ref. He's unsure, but it's cut and dry as a piece of toast. Watch for entertainment. This is just try replays. He went round the outside, straight into Evans. There's it on the ground. No problem. It was a smashing scrum. Just drilled them backwards. Straight out to Vernon. Just almost fell over in shock at how much space he had. Evans put in the ditch. Oh, that wasn't even Evans. That was Putner who was covering at the back. So a change at fullback, it seems, for the Dragons, but it was irrelevant. He's still at Van der Merwe too, who will be like, give me the ball. But it is awarded a try. A few too many replays there that was required, but the decision has been made. It is a 4th bonus point try for Glasgow. And the icing on the cake coming in from Jackson. And this is a good display from the Glasgow Warriors in the second half. 28-5 the scoreline now. And the Dragons will make some changes. Way coming off for Price. Interesting change in the front row. But the horse is already bolted here. The ship has sailed for the Dragons. They won't pull off the upset that Zedbury managed last week as Keller takes the ball down from the kickoff. Jackson involved already. Oh, look at Vernon. He's up on the line and charging forward like a bull. Jackson, nicely away for Seymour, who has been kept relatively quiet after his first try effort. And his poor pass has gone forward. That was a very poor decision to throw that from Seymour. He has been really dealt to nicely from his opposite number, Harries, who has the ball now.
Not releasing.
Oh, and it's going to be a penalty for not releasing as well against the man on the left wing, Harries, for the Dragons. And some more changes coming in here. All sorts of players throughout the forward pack coming off, but it's really irrelevant here for the Dragons. Time is up. And all that needs to happen, I feel sorry for these substitutes, but into touch it goes. And the Glasgow Warriors fight back from the disappointment last week and secure a big bonus point victory today against the Dragons. Round 15 of the Rabodirect Pro 12 sees a big win for the Glasgow Warriors, 28-5. One side was only ever in it after about 25-30 minutes. The try to Pridey really put the Dragons in a good start, but it was surprising to see Dixon taking the boot in any asset of the match. He was kicking off, he was taking shots at goal, and they were shocking. They were very poor, and he really killed his team off, scoring 5 points more with an easy penalty right in front, right at the start, and in that conversion they were just horrible kicks. That just is confusing as to why the Dragons opted for Dixon today. It could have been 10 points, and that could have changed the match completely for the Dragons. As for the Glasgow Warriors, though, no mistake with their players and personnel. It was a 4-try thumping. Fusaro, Jackson, Vernon and Seymour getting the tries, and Jackson was flawless with the boot. 4 from 4, 28-5. That is a hiding. The Dragons just fail away to nothing throughout that second half. And you can tell by the stats too. Possession and territory both up a good 10% from half time for the Warriors. Handling errors, not too much of an impact on this match, only 9-5. That's fairly decent. And the line breaks matching up quite nicely. 8-5, the Glasgow Warriors scoring 4 tries from their 8 line breaks. That is a pleasing part. Of course, the yellow card right at the start too. That wasn't too pleasing for them. But to get a big victory, to score a bonus point, well, they'll be massively over the moon with round 15. So we can have a look now. 5 points more for the Glasgow Warriors. Let's see how they stack up on the table. We know they've got a big lead over 5th. Let's see how they go chasing that top 3 as we head into these last few rounds of the Rabodirect Pro 12. So from round 15, we can have a look at the results with Ospreys at the top of the table, or top of the fixtures list, thrashing Connacht 51-13. Edinburgh, they've been in good form in the last few weeks, taking out the Cardiff Blues 22-10. Leinster thrashing Treviso 49-10. The match you just watched, the feature match of the week, the Glasgow Warriors 28-5 over the Newport Gwent Dragons, a good victory for them. Munster took it the hard way with a 27-20 victory over Scarlet, and Ulster, well, they just carry on thumping everyone, 43-6 over Zedbury. Round 16 has 3 matches complete already, with Munster backing it up with another win, 30-18 over Treviso. Zedbury get themselves back in their winning ways, 25-8 over the Dragons, and the Cardiff Blues round out what has been played of round 16 with a 29-20 win over Connacht. that sets up nicely for a big clash, a massive clash at home for the Glasgow Warriors as they face Ulster. The table-topping Ulster as well, with an 18-point lead over Glasgow in 4th place. That's a massive lead. 14 wins, 1 loss, and they are firmly at the top of the table with 14 bonus points, which is 10 bonus points more than Glasgow have managed themselves. Of course, Leinster and Osprey still sit in between the two sides in 2nd and 3rd. Big gaps really, 4 points up to 3rd, and then it's just 13 points, a mile away to 2nd and 1st. As for behind, it is just Munster, who are 4 points behind now. Of course, we still have the match in hand over Munster, but we have to watch our tails, because Munster are coming home strong in the second half of this season. Scarlet's way back further on 33. Well, that puts up nicely for round 16. The Glasgow Warriors back at home to face Ulster in a top 4. 1st versus 4th, almost a semi-final clash for the Glasgow Warriors as they head into round 16 with their tails up. You could say a good win, 28-5, and now the real work starts as they come up against the best team in the competition at the moment, Ulster, as they top the table by quite the margin after 15 rounds. And that wraps it up for today's coverage of the Rabodirect Pro 12. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the match, and I'll see you all next time for the Glasgow Warriors versus Ulster. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Until then, take care.